What is good, YouTube? This is Jackson with PDX Wax. Coming at you with a different type of video today. Just wanted to kind of give you an insight into my process when I'm looking for cards to send to PSA for grading. Had a bit of a mail day yesterday. Got a stack of envelopes here. And I wanted to go through the cards that I got, and we're gonna see what we're gonna send off to PSA and what's gonna go to the reject pile. First of all, let's take a look at what we're working with. We've got a Tim Duncan rookie insert, Paolo Banchero Prism. This is the Hyper Prism parallel. Then we have a retail blue Paolo. Nice little color match there. Then we've got a Jabari Smith Monopoly light blue out of 199. We've got a base Lamar Jackson Prism rookie. We've got a select silver Justin Fields. I believe this is the concourse level. We've got a Garrett Wilson green Prism color match. And then we have a red, white, and blue Garrett Wilson. All right, let's start with the Tim Duncan. Let's see what we are working with here. All right, right off the bat, there is a large scratch right there. We have some white edging on the left edge. Got some minor chipping on the bottom edge. And there's another very faint scratch right here. So that's gonna be a no-go as far as grading. I think that it presents well, but best case scenario, that's probably a PSA 8. And this is a lower end card, so it's not really worth grading. So that's gonna go in the reject pile. All right, next card we have this Paolo Banchero Hyper Prism. Right off the bat, looks pretty centered, slightly thicker on the left side, but definitely within PSA boundaries for a PSA 10. Let's see what we are, oh! Right off the bat, there is an indent right here on the card. So just based off of that indent, the best you're gonna do is a PSA 8. So that is gonna go also in the reject pile. So far we are 0 for 2. Okay, next card. I'm gonna do this select. This is the retail blue silver parallel. Nice little color match. Let's check the surface on this. By the way, I am set up by a window with natural light. This is how I like to look at my cards. Obviously, you can do this with an LED lamp. Just whatever you can that you can see the surface well, hold it at an angle, see any imperfections. This card looks pretty clean on the front. Let's flip it over. These bottom corners are not perfect, but they're not terrible. There's a little bit of extra material here on the bottom edge. What I like to do on chrome cards is I will take a microfiber, kind of run it across the edge. Basically, you're trying to knock off any of that extra material. You obviously want to be careful not to snag a corner. But with chrome cards, pretty sturdy cardstock, so you're usually okay. Just be mindful of what you're doing. So to me, this card looks like it's worthy of grading. It's PSA 9 minimum, possibly a 10. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay it down on my microfiber cloth, and I take a corner and I'm just gonna bend that and hold it in place with my fingers. I'm gonna take my other microfiber and wipe it down. So I like to kind of get the edges, and then I'll do a little circular motion here. Then I'm gonna fold over the bottom of the microfiber, hold the card in place. Give that a good wipe down. Okay, then flip the card over and repeat. All right, there we have it. Clean looking card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a fresh penny sleeve. You're gonna put the card in your new penny sleeve. And what I like to do is I like to flip the card around, and I'm gonna use these pull tabs. I know according to some people this is overkill, and it might be, but the whole idea of it is to make the grader's life easier when they're pulling the card out of the card saver. So I've got the pull tab on there, got my brand new card saver. And this card is ready for grading. So we're gonna put that in the grading pile. And keep going, we have a Jabari Smith Prism Monopoly light blue out of 199. Take this out of its case. So right off the bat, the centering on this card is beautiful. I mean, that's as good as it gets as far as centering on these Prism Monopoly cards. I don't see any surface issues. Let's flip it over. Back of the card looks nice. A lot of the time on Prism, you're gonna get some manufacturing lines. I don't even see any of those on this card. Corners look relatively sharp. Yeah, this one is going to PSA. So I'm gonna put it down on my microfiber, give it a good wipe down. Flip it over. Rinse and repeat. All right, this one is ready to go. So we're gonna get a fresh penny sleeve. Flip it around. Gonna get a pull tab. Brand new card saver. we go. That one's going in the grading pile. All right, next card, we have a Lamar Jackson Prism base. Centering looks okay. A little bit fatter on the left side, but not too bad. On these 2008 prisms, what I look at is I like to look at these dots and then the space next to the dot. You can see on the left side, there's a little bit more space here compared to here, but it's negligible. I think that is within reason. Now, what I'm seeing here is, I don't know if this is a manufacturing thing or something we can wipe off, but we have this surface issue goes all the way across the card. So I'm guessing that's a manufacturing thing. What we're gonna do is wipe it down with the microfiber and see if we can get some of that off. And see what I'm talking about? It's right there. It's still there. So that's like a pretty major surface issue. Unfortunately, I think that's gonna do us in. Back of the card looks relatively nice. Got a good corner down here. On these 2018s, the bottom right corner is always the problem corner because you have the black down in that corner. There's also a little bit of a surface issue here. So this card is not gonna make the cut. We're gonna put this in the reject pile. Get a top loader. Okay. So what are we? We're 2 for 5 so far. That's pretty typical for eBay cards. There are definitely clean cards on eBay, but there's a lot of ungradable cards that you have to sift through to get to the clean cards. So on the Justin Fields Select Silver, a couple of surface issues here. Surface issue right here. Centering, thicker on this left side for sure. That might be 55-45, which is just on the edge of PSA's tolerance. Back of the card looks all right. Corners are sharp. Edges don't look too bad. But this one's kind of a tweener. Just based on these surface marks here, and yeah, that almost looks like like a manufacturing indent. I don't think this one's gonna make the cut. I'm gonna give it a quick wipe down just to see if that makes a difference. No. See, we still got this issue here. And yeah, it didn't really, well, it looked like it helped a little bit on this side. Yeah, just based on this surface issue and the centering not being perfect, I'm gonna put this in the reject pile. It's definitely a tweener. On a good day, the right grader might gem this card, but if it got a 10, I would think it was overgraded. I think that's a 9, PSA 9 all day long. So I'm gonna put that in the reject pile. Next card, we have a Garrett Wilson. This is Prism Green Parallel. Pretty cool color match. Right off the bat, some surface stuff going here. That might come off with a microfiber, but we've got a very small dimple here and then a cluster of dimples here. 1, 2, 3, 4 little dimples. They're very small, but I think that would probably keep this from gemming. I'm gonna give it a quick wipe down, see if that makes a difference. This is also slightly off center left to right. See how much thicker it is here compared to the right side. So with the centering and the dimples, looks like that wipe down took care of some of that surface, but the dimples and the centering, that's gonna be a no-go for me. So that's gonna go in the reject pile as well. All right, so far what we're 2 for 2, 3, 4, 5 rejects, 2 keepers. We're 2 for 7. Not great. All right, next card, actually last card. This is a Garrett Wilson red, white, and blue prism. See what we are working with. Looks pretty clean. This looks like somebody got their grubby mitts all over the card. That looks like a thumbprint. I think that's gonna wipe off. But otherwise, surface looks good. Centering looks great. And let's look at the back of the card. Don't see anything. Yeah, looks pretty good. So we're gonna put it down on the microfiber. Then I'm gonna give this a wipe down. Flip the card over. See if this gets rid of that thumbprint. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, that got rid of the thumbprint. So, see a little bit of I've got this air blower that I use sometimes. I'm gonna give it a quick once over, one more wipe. Awesome, that card looks pretty minty. So we're gonna get a brand new penny sleeve. Flip it around. Put our pull tab on the back of the card. And slide it into a brand new card saver. And that is gonna go into the keeper pile. So that is it. That's pretty much my process when I am processing and prepping cards for PSA. So out of the 8 cards, we had 3 gradable cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejects. And here's the 3 gradable ones. The Jabari, the Select Palo, and the red, white, and blue Garrett Wilson. So I hope that helps. Obviously, everybody's got their own process when it comes to grading cards. and prepping cards. This is just how I do things. Hopefully this is helpful for some of you guys that are out there just getting started with grading. 3 for 8, I'd say that's a pretty typical percentage when it comes to eBay. Obviously you want to only bid on stuff that looks centered. You don't want to bid on stuff that has soft corners or edge chipping. You can only tell so much about surface from eBay photos, so usually you're gonna have to get stuff in hand to really assess the surface properly. But I'd say 3 for 8, that's probably pretty average. Obviously you're gonna have good days where you go, like I had a day the other day where I went 9 for 11, then I had another day where I went 0 for 5, just all kind of evens out. So hopefully that helps you guys get started out. Yeah, appreciate everybody watching. Hope everyone is having a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.